This is November 16th. This is an update on video on the progress of the church remodel for St. Cecilia's. I'm standing at the entrance to the church coming from the narthex looking west towards the altar. You can see most of the concrete has been poured now in this area. If I turn to the left, you can see the mechanical room. This is where the air handler and stuff will be to serve the church itself. If I turn to the right, you can see framing, metal studs in here. The room ahead of me on the north side here is a family restroom open to the narthex that will include a changing table for large children or adults. Backing up and looking forward, again, looking west, I'm going to turn around and you can look back towards the altar, or towards the narthex, excuse me. And this whole area will be open into the narthex, so we'll have a larger area to enter and exit the church into the narthex. Turning back towards the west, walking forward, right on my right here is plumbing for the baptismal font, which will be located right in here. If I turn to the left, this is looking south. You can see metal framing going on the walls. The same thing to the north. Everything is getting metal framed. Insulation is being put in the exterior walls, which was not insulated originally. And we will have a stone facing in the church and drywall in the entryway to the church. Walking over to the north here, towards the parking lot, I'm going to turn in here, and this area here is several different rooms. On the left here, we'll walk into the confessional. This will be the confessional area. Walking in here, if you want to do confessions anonymously, there's a wall here that you can sit, and there'll be a screen that you can talk to Father through there. If you want to do face-to-face confessions, you can go around this wall, and Father would be sitting here, and you could do face-to-face confessions. On the other side of this corridor, this is an usher's room, a smaller usher's room for supplies and things that the ushers need for Mass. And then over to this room is a small room. This is a mother's room for nursing mothers and things like that. I'm going to walk out again towards the church. I'm standing in the back of the church, right by the baptismal font here now, looking towards the altar. You can see the clerestory going up. You can see the windows in the side. Those windows are supposed to be here, should have been here Friday, or if not, we'll be here Monday, and they'll be starting to put windows in before too long. You can see the cupola. That's the last piece up there. The roof of the church should be done by the end of next week. And once that roof is done, that flat roof area, they can build scaffolding, go up and finish the cupola. But roof should be weather tight probably next week, except for the cupola. Walking on into the church, again, you can see the side walls where they have been insulated, and the metal framing is in for the windows that'll have the saints stained glass windows. The framing in the back of the walls here are acoustical panels that go in this window to help prevent reverberation and sound bouncing off the back walls towards the front of the church. If you look up, you can see new ductwork, HVAC ductwork on both the north and the south sides of the church. This is replacing the original underground duct that supplied the church through a duct underground, which was prone to moisture problems, mold problems, things like that. So we should have a lot better indoor air quality within the church after we're done. Rough-in plumbing is pretty well done. Most of the plumbing is in. The fire protection is going in, except in the addition, which we'll look at here in a little bit. Walking towards the altar, we ended up having to replace the entire altar. The construction of the original altar was not very good, so this is being replaced in its entirety. This concrete should be poured next week, and then the steps will be poured shortly thereafter. Turning around and facing to the east from the altar, again, you can see the clerestory. You can see the round window, which is the rose window that Father talked about, which will be stained glass. The other windows on the sides will not be stained glass, but we'll bring natural light into the church. As you can see, we have a lot of natural light in the church already, and that will be even better when we get the cupola done and everything else done. Walking on the north side of the altar to the choir area. Again, you can see the exterior framing and exterior insulation. Over here behind the lift is a storage room. This storage room is meant for choir storage, for storing instruments, music, some of their microphones, those types of things will be in this storage room. We're going to walk over to the south side of the altar now. Again, you can see the framing on the exterior walls. And then there's framing. There's a door over here coming in from the outside. This will be the handicapped accessible door, which is close to where the original one, a little bit further west. This has been framed in. You come in this door and you'll be able to go into the church. There is a restroom here. That's a handicapped accessible restroom as well, and some storage in this area. Walking through this door, it's going to be hard to see. There's no lighting in here yet. This is the new addition to the church. You can see in front of me a ramp. This will allow people with wheelchairs or people with walkers to go up this ramp and get up onto the altar through a door in the back of the altar. To my left here is a storage room. Be used for storage of different materials and things like that needed for the church. I'm going to walk up the ramp now towards the north. And this upper level here, you can see the two different levels. This upper level here is the sacristy. So the sacristy will be held here, working sacristy for Father's supplies and things like that for Mass. There's a stairway here. The stairway goes up to a mezzanine above the sacristy and storage room. This mezzanine is used for more mechanical equipment to serve the front of the church, the sanctuary area of the church, the choir area, that type of thing. So there'll be some small air handlers up here. The rest of this area is used for storage. So we have a fair amount of storage, a lot more storage than we had in the original church. If you recall, a few weeks ago, you could sign beams. Those beams are up here. Can't see very well in the light, but there's one of them on the north side. There's another one over here on the south side. There is no ceiling in this mezzanine, so these beams will be available or be visible if anybody comes up here in the mezzanine. There's the second beam there. So I'm coming out of the sacristy area here, looking south. This is the ramp going towards the restroom and handicapped entrance to the church. Going north towards the choir, there's a set of steps so the choir can get back behind the altar and do things as well. This area behind the altar has yet to be framed. This will be all framed in, and with the altar, the reredos wall and all that stuff installed up in here. And this area clear up to the roof will be blocked off. You will not be able to see back into that mezzanine area when we're done. On the exterior work is pretty much, the sheathing is on. They're working on the west side of the church now, starting to put brick up. There's a brick up so far, and then EFS, which is what's on the sides of the narthex, a similar product that's on the side of the narthex, will go in probably in the spring. It needs warm weather. We're getting too late for that. The project is about 18 days behind schedule based on the current schedule, primarily due to delays with the delivery of the structural steel, as well as some other issues that have come up. But things are progressing well. We're pretty pleased with the progress, and that's all the video I have to share. Thank you.